Hey everyone, so I'm going to give a summary about the course project that we did as a part of Privacy and Security in Online Social Media's course, which was taken by Professor Podurangam Kumar Guru in IIIT Hyderabad in 2018. So I'm Abhijit Nair, and we did this project in a team of two, along with my teammate Vignesh Chandral Kumar. So the project is titled Temporal Analysis of Twitter Election Data. So the gist of what we do here is we try to analyze the change in sentiments of the people and their political leanings from the 2014 general elections and the 2019 general elections by using Twitter data. So this works builds on what was actually done initially in 2014 by a master's student of IIIT Delhi, Abhishek Bola, who was under Professor PK. So what he did was in 2014 he tried to understand about the general elections by analyzing the Twitter data. So we are using their data, but the difference between our work and the work that was done in 2014 is that we are doing a temporal analysis. We are trying to find the change of people's opinions over time, which was not a part of the earlier analysis which was done in 2014, because now we have a span of 4 years and we can get a lot of information by making use of the changes in analyzing the changes in sentiments and political leanings of the people over time. So the problem statement is this: it is to analyze the change in sentiments of people who tweeted about elections in 2014 and today. So how do we do this? We use text features that are available in the tweets, and also the features that are available in the account in their Twitter account to calculate the political leanings of the user. And as such, we plan to predict and to get an insight into the general elections 2019. We also had a subtask, which is to find out more about the spam accounts that were supporting each party in the 2014 elections. So all in all, it's a temporal study on the changes and differences in the political leanings of people in 2014 and 2018 using Twitter data. So this is the data set that we use. It is named Twitter and Polls Analyzing and Estimating Political Orientation of Twitter Users in India General Election 2014. This is the same data set that was created in 2014 by Abhishek Bola in IIIT Delhi. So initially we use a subset of this data for our preliminary analysis, and then we use a much more larger data set so that we could get more insight into what is actually happening over time. So as part of the preliminary analysis, what we did initially was we took certain tweets, we took the users who tweeted who made these tweets, and we tried to analyze them. So one major understanding that we had is a significant fraction of the accounts are currently suspended. That is, those accounts that were tweeting in 2014 do not exist today. So that kind of shows that 2014 elections had many spam accounts that were trying to influence the public. This was something that came as a side task when we were trying to do the analysis for 2018. So, and another thing that we found is that many of the users rarely tweet today compared to 2014. In 2014, many of the accounts used to tweet a lot, like to a very high rate, while today they are just dormant Twitter accounts. So these are the fraction of tweets that are accessible today from the dataset that we have collected. 70% of them is accessible, and around 30% is inaccessible by us. So then we try to understand why are these tweets inaccessible by us, and then we understood that from these inaccessible tweets, 46.2% of them are tweets made by users that are currently suspended, 38.5% are deleted, and 15.4% are tweets that are made from users that have currently deactivated. So this 46.2 is a very large number, and Twitter usually suspends user based on their policies, but mostly it can show that these huge fraction of uh, tweets were done by users who are currently suspended, which clearly shows that 2014 had a lot of spam users, which is quite a shocking thing. So first, in our temporal opinion analysis, we from the given subset of tweets we found 100 unique active users. Then we extracted the tweets from September 2013 to April 2014, and also from February to September 2018. That is now. So from there, we found out which tweets are politically oriented, because we had a curated list of keywords that showed election-related tweets. We used that to find out which of these are election-related and which of them are not, and we only took the one that are related to politics. So totally from the first time span, which is September 2013 to April 2014, we got around 4587 tweets, and from February to September 2018, we got 1789 tweets. The reason for this huge gap of numbers, that is 4587 and 1789, is mainly because of the time. That is, now the first initial set was actually collected during the in just with 8 months prior to the general election 2014. So they had an 8-month window till the elections, and that is when they were collected. But now we know it is November of 2018. The elections are 6 months away, so people do not tweet more about elections like how they did in 2014 during the election time. Although we see that since August there is an exponential rise in online activity and online tweets, many tweets bash a particular party. So, for example, there's a tweet I can talk about, which is I hate BJP. This does not show what are the leanings of the person. We do not know whether he's a Congress supporter, whether he is an AAP supporter. Some other tweets are, I do not like this policy that was made by BJP. So here we don't even know whether he is actually a BJP supporter, just telling something against the policy that they made, or they are not a BJP supporter. So these are the kind of things that are pretty ambiguous, and we tried to solve them too. So after we found out those election related tweets, we had a curated set of keywords which showed the leaning to a particular party. For example, BJP, they had certain like Amit Shah, Modi, and things like that. So from there, we were able to identify the leanings, and then we did a sentiment analysis on this, and using the sentiment polarity, whether it is positive, that is, the sentiment is positive to BJP, then we used to consider that as a tweet that supports BJP. So just like what I told, the recap for what I just told you now. So the following numbers are reported for 100 active users. The number in the first time span is 4587. In the second time span, it became 1789. This is politically oriented tweets, and out of these, the affiliations are only known for 3031 tweets out of 4587 tweets, and 887 out of 1789 tweets. So there's a huge difference between them, because most of the tweets, like I said, just bash one party without showing their leanings towards another. So the following are the numbers reported for 500 active users. This was for 100 and this is for 500. We took a larger set for it. These are time consuming tasks, because we have the data set for 2014 is available, but the data set for 2018 is not. So we had to query using Twitter APIs to get the 2018 data, and which is quite a time taking task. So the politically oriented tweets were 17403 in 2014 and 5857 in 2018. Pro affiliation known for 9721 tweets in 2014 and 2883 in 2018, and anti-affiliation note. For example, we understood that, like I said, bashing a particular party, we thought, okay, we would do one, we'll go one step ahead and then also uh, find when people are bashing a particular party. For example, he might have a negative sentiment of BJP. So we tried to convert this into a three-class problem, which was supporting AAP, Congress, or BJP, into a six-class classification problem where we say he's a supporter of BJP, supporter of AAP, or supporter of Congress, or he is against Congress, he's against BJP, or he's against AAP. So this is the second part of what we did, and for that we called anti-affiliation, and we had 4390 tweets in 2014, and we had 2135 tweets in 2018 where we know these affiliations. Rest of them we are unclear on the affiliation that they show. So this is the major difference in 2018 and 2014 and 2018. 2014 you had, this was the ratio that we could see, that is 4729 BJP tweets, 1665 Congress, and 3327 up. And now we have a stark difference, and we have 1523 tweets for BJP, 706 for Congress, and 584 for up. This, something that we need to know is we should care about the ratio than the absolute difference, because absolute difference is mainly because of the time that we collected the data. The ratio clearly seems to have changed, and going to a finer picture, in 2018 the influence of BJP has seemed to increase. The AAP has seemed to reduce quite significantly, while the influence of Congress have seemed to increase. So this is something that we see over time from 2014 to 2018. So this shows the six-class classification that we did based on positive BJP, positive Congress, positive AAP, negative BJP, negative Congress, and negative AAP. So this shows that the BJP from 2014 to 2018, the positive BJP supporting percentage have decreased quite a bit, but nevertheless they seem to have the majority of talk on Twitter, even though the numbers have reduced or the percentage have reduced. AAP has significantly reduced over time. From 2014 to 2018, they have reduced by around half of what they used to be. Half of the popularity. They are just popular today, which a popularity measured almost half of what they were in 2014. And AAP minus have increased quite a bit. That is, the people who are not supporting AAP and they tell things that are against AAP on Twitter, they have seemed to significantly increase. And even some other thing that we need to understand is that even BJP, people who hate BJP have or talk ill about BJP in Twitter have also had a very high jump. Almost it has doubled, we could say. So that does the current standings and the results of our analysis. So some of the future work that we plan to do is, currently we are using a framework for classification which, given a party and the sentiment of the tweet, then we are trying to affiliate that whether he is positive towards the party or negative. But we are trying to devise a function which takes in the tweet and the keywords of the party and leave a sentiment of the tweet based on the keywords. So this is something that we plan to add in our work. So all in all, this was the work that we did, and we were able to get great insight into the elections in 2018 and how the social media sphere is influencing it. And then we tried to compare our actual result of our project with the results that are made by the polling agencies, like different media medias and magazines, and we see that just like similar to what we predicted, there is a huge decrease in NDA, which is whose major who's mainly composed of BJP, and there is an increase in UPA. So this was something that was evident from the Twitter data and from the results that we have. So we believe that if we can carry on this project and we can get much more information during the election time, so that since we have more data then, and this clearly shows that analysis of Twitter data actually translates into understanding real lives political leanings of people, and it seems to be an interesting way to see how the elections will go in 2019 India, and let's see whether this work and this analysis becomes true in 2019. Thank you.